Well, hello. Welcome to another week of the Capsule. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all good. I have a new plant for those that are watching, which I'm sure is the news you've all been waiting to hear. So please try to contain your excitement enough to listen to the rest of the podcast. I have my drink and I also have my two-step. So we're ready to go, basically. It's everything's winding down a bit for Christmas. Some of the studios are starting to close for the Christmas holidays, so there will be no Christmas classes. Most of them are back, I think, around like the 4th. We did a post on the Instagram to say the main, base, the hub, and Studio 68 when they close and open, but obviously there's other studios, I guess, that people are at. There's still, I think, like Pirate Studios and Vatican and places like that you could probably still rent if you're doing your sessions and stuff like that. But yeah, in terms of the classes, I think they're starting to shut up soon. What else? There was actually three battles this weekend. Let's see. So yeah, it was a surprisingly full out weekend. So yeah, there was the on I think Friday there was the Powermoves battle at the Dojo, which Infante won. So that's cool. I like the concept of a Powermoves battle. I like this idea of like specialist battles, I guess, that kind of allow people that excel in one area to showcase that. There's a lot of battles that it's like, I guess in a way it's like ticking boxes and you have to kind of have a spread of different skills to be able to kind of compete. But yeah, like when you have these power moves battles or top rock battles, or there's a lot of breaking battles that have it. We don't have so much with top styles. It'd be cool to have like more things of like just tutting battles or stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's a nice idea. It's just shaking things up a little bit. If we're gonna like have fun and make a game out of these styles, why not try it in different ways? So yeah, that's dope. And then also on Friday was at Warriorz Studio in Stevenage. They did a battle, which was quite a few different categories and stuff. As far as I know, Warriorz is like a dance school out in Stevenage, which is that way for about 2.5 hours. But yeah, it's just outside. It's a Hertfordshire, I think. But yeah, I could be wrong on that, but it's out that way. And they have a dance school, I think, and they just put on a small battle from what I can see. But yeah, so Ice won one-on-one hip-hop. He is racking up the wins this year. He's been on it, obviously, to like showing up to all the battles, but also winning a lot of them. Kane won one-on-one All-Stars. Again, he's another one that's been chasing those wins all over the place, so that's dope. Ice and Quake won 2v2 All Styles. That is close to a sure thing depending on who was there, but that's a heavy team up for an All Styles battle. And then there was a crew battle. So Kyrese, Kane, Lauren, Idris, and Josh, who didn't have an official crew name because I think they just linked up to do the crew battle and they won, which is cool. Yeah, from all accounts, it seems like they had fun. So dope work to them. And then Saturday, there was the Grounded UK, who are a company crew, I guess, put on a Jingle Jam battle event. I love that name, Jingle Jam. So the winners of those were AJ, the Cypher Cat, Nene, and Lotus won the 3-on-3 All-Stars battle, which is pretty cool. I think that's dope that they put on a 3-on-3 All-Stars battle. I think it was originally, as far as I can tell, could be wrong, it was originally supposed to be a 3-on-3 break-in, and then they made it All-Stars. I think it's cool. I'm not always a huge fan of All-Stars battles, But I think we need more crew battles, and I think All Stars crew battles is the best way to start off, because we don't have a lot of like when we did, like, let's say KOD, when it was like pop-in for person in a crew, pop-in crews. That was a mess of a sentence. And hip-hop 4-person crew, there wasn't that many entrants from the UK. And I think I've had this debate with some people, but that it's like a chicken and the egg situation, right? So the either we need to have more crews that are going to enter when these things come up, or we need to have more crew battles, so then crews have a reason to kind of form and practice together in that way. I mean, there are crews, but not many people are training together in the way of, or battling together, or that kind of shit. I think the easiest way is that there needs to be more crews that pop up and kind of make a name for themselves and stay and make it known that they are a crew. Because I think for events to put on enough events to keep to encourage the growth of those crews by having more events put on, the amount of events it would take before those crews started to form and to sustain themselves, it would just drive events into the ground and they would lose money. So that's not as viable as it is for crews to like go to events that are 1-on-1 and 2-on-2 or whatever, and kind of represent in a way and like really make noise that they're a crew. It's not to say that there's no crews in the UK, so don't get stressed at me. But there's not enough that are active to warrant a lot of crew battles. I would say probably the crew battle on Friday at Warriorz and the Jingle Jam one. I would be curious to know how many of them are crews and how many just linked up for the thing. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I think I would encourage more people to kind of have a crew. Like, you don't need to join a bigger crew if you're a newer dancer. Like, start your own thing and build. You can still train with people. You can still be mentored by people. But like, a crew is supposed to be like, I mean, I hate the word like supposed to be. It is whatever it is. But, you know, if you build yourselves with your people and grow and kind of build your own identifiable thing, and you have a style and you have a presence, I would, you know, and then go and train with whoever you want. You know, there's a lot of people, like when I go to Renegades to train pop-in, it's like there's a lot of people from a lot of different crews who are there, you know, but then they go off and do their own. You have Monsters, you have Firehouse, you have whatever, you know, and I think that's good. You know, you can still train, you can still share information, but it's nice to have crews where you can come and compete. And I think that sort of thing will be the answer to there being more crew battles put on in the UK. Now, what do I know? Just my opinion. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, 3-on-3 crew battle. I think that's cool that they put that on, and that there was enough of a turnout for it to be like a full battle. So that's dope. There was a track from the hat category. Someone called J Cheetah. That's on Instagram, so I don't know the real name. Someone from Malta. So congrats to them. Track from the hat, basically, in case you don't know, is like you just get a random track. It's similar to like All Stars battles or like Red Bull Dance Your Style kind of thing, where it's sometimes silly songs, it can be, or that type of thing. I don't know how they did it, but it's just basically you, I guess, pick a number or whatever, and they just play, like they assign a number to each track, and the DJ just plays whatever number you've chosen, and you have to dance to what it is. They used to do it a lot at Throwdown. It's quite a fun category, I think. Yeah, I think that's cool. Again, I'm here for all the different variations of these things. There was also a 2v2. Hold on, I'm going to find it. I am. There was also a 2v2 under 16s battle. And the winners of that was Idris and Shayla. So that's cool. Again, I quite like this event where there's loads of different types of things. Like, they spread the categories, you know, it's not just divided by, okay, breaking, popping, hip hop, you know, it's like different types of things. So you enter different categories for different reasons. I think that's really cool. Run your events how you want, but, you know, I think that's cool. And the last one was that Ryan from Soul Tribe won Top Rock. Now, this caused quite the uproar. No, I'm joking. It didn't. But, basically, so what happened was Ryan won the Top Rock. Now, the way we do things on the Capsule here, it's just me. There's no one else here. I do my best to keep an eye out on social media and through my friends and my network and my people that I know in the scene and who run events. I do my best to keep an eye out for who wins what. I feel like I've done an okay job in the last 3 months. I always message events that I see. As soon as I see an event posted or it's going to be the night, I message them and I say, hey, could you please share your winners with me? I'd love to post them on the same night. I'd love to post as quickly as I can. Sometimes they send the stuff straight away. Sometimes they don't, which is fine. No one is under any, like, you don't have to. If you can, great. If you can't, all good. So this is something we've done before. I shared the 3-on-3 winners. And then in the caption, I also list all the other categories, right? So as soon as the information comes in, I'm like, okay, well, this person also won this, and then by the end of the next day or the day after, we have a full list of all the winners, but we start off with just the quickest information that we can get out there so that we can say something about the event. I think this helps for the event to kind of be promoted in real time. It happened now, not like 2 nights ago or 3 nights. It's like the post comes up when the event finishes. Helps people to feel more up to date, whatever. There were a couple of public comments that, and I've made a post about this. We spoke about it on the Capsule. I've also spoken to the people involved. All good. I'm just sharing the updates. There were a couple of comments that indicated that the reasoning of me not posting the Top Rock winner immediately was because of a specific lack of support for Ryan. Now, I don't feel like I need to say that that's not true. I don't have anything against Ryan. I actually think he's pretty good. I've been at battles with him before. I've told him that I think he's good. So it's not that. And one thing that I feel really strongly about, because fuck my personal feelings. Like, my personal feelings have nothing to do with the Capsule. I'm using my dance eye to post things that I want to highlight, yes, but I would never have a problem with someone and not post what they've done, especially the wins. The post that we do in terms of the news or the videos is up to me. I'm going to post and highlight what I would like to highlight, and that's my contribution to the scene. The wins is just facts. If you won, you deserve a place on these posts. Now, I'm really flattered that the Capsule is becoming something that people are looking to for information, so that's dope. The couple of things that I was not so happy with was just that I don't like the suggestion that I would, not like someone or not want to support someone and withhold the fact that they won. It wasn't that. I posted who I posted. I also didn't post the 2-on-2 under 16s or the track from the hat or the Top Rock. So there was 3 categories I didn't post. And then as the information came in, people commented and said who won. People inboxed me and said who won. And I added them to the post immediately. So yeah, that's what that was. And only reason we're talking about this here, and the only reason I spoke about it on the post that I made, is that the comments were made publicly. If people came to me and spoke to me privately, I don't share things on here that people tell me in confidence. And at the moment, I don't think that's right, unless there's like a bigger reason and I'm worried about something and I don't know. I'm working on my journalistic integrity. But for now, I'm not sharing stuff that people tell me in confidence. The comments were made public, therefore I responded publicly because it's talking about my organization. And in not a great way. So that's all that was, and it's all good. And I've spoken to Ryan, and I've spoken to the people that made the comments. All good. I get that people want to look out for their peoples, and they're just trying to I guess make sure everyone gets the recognition they deserve. All good. That's fine. I'm not offended. The other thing is why I'm talking about it here, because like I said, I've already done a post, is that I don't, just so everyone knows, if you know me personally, you'll know this. I don't do Insta story or Instagramming back and forth, whether it's like on my profile indirecting or whether it's to you. Like, I don't like to go back and forth. Yes, we can talk in the DMs and have a discussion, but I'd rather we speak to each other, you know? And that's something that I believe in with this podcast, with the interview podcast, the Duke London podcast. I really believe in, like, let's have a conversation. Let's not be like, I don't know, do things where we talk on Insta stories and don't really tell the full story, or I respond out of emotion and then now I piss you off. And no, like, and for that reason, I invited Soul Tribe on the podcast, the Duke London podcast. So we're going to set that up, and that's great. Thank you to them for accepting. And if they would like to, when they come on the podcast, if they want to tell me what they disagree with about the way I run things, that's totally fine. And I want to give people a platform to share their opinion. Even if it's about me or if it's about the scene or whatever, we can disagree, we can agree, we can discuss. But I'd rather do that in an hour-and-a-half podcast than over Insta stories and stuff. So therefore we have this, and now I'm explaining my feelings on it in case any of the posts didn't come out across or come out right or anything like that. I'd rather speak with my words and in a longer, more extended way so that everyone knows how I feel to the best of my articulation, if that makes sense. So yeah, just to explain what happened, the public parts anyway, I'm not going to talk about the private conversations other than to say there's no animosity or hard feelings. It's all good, like, from both sides. So yeah, that's it. And congratulations to Ryan. He's a really creative, good b-boy. Like, yeah, he's dope. So no issues. And yeah, and you know, if people did feel offended, I'm sorry that you felt offended by the way that we do things. Hopefully I can provide a little bit more clarity through this on how I go about the process of sharing the winners, and that I cannot be perfect at this stage. Like, I'm really trying, but on a Saturday night at midnight, it's really tough to get all the information, and I chose to go with speed over having a full list of winners. If there's other people, I'm saying if there's other people out there who feel offended or don't like that, then you can also talk to me. Yeah, but it's all good in the hood. I know that the more we expand and talk about people and discuss things, like, some people are going to have an issue with it, some people are going to disagree with what I have to say or the way I do things. That's totally fine, as long as we can have a civilized discussion about it. And yeah, I don't do arguments, I don't do Insta stories, nothing like that. Let's just talk to each other. So it's all good in the hood. So that was the Jingle Jam. I love that name. The other thing that I wasn't actually going to speak about now, because it's not a complete list yet, but Groovanometry have started to post their invites. So I've spoken about Groovanometry a couple of times. So if you are new here, Groovanometry is a festival in Manchester, and it's run by a guy called LB. And he obviously has a team. He's a dope b-boy if you don't know him. And they do this event where it's exhibition battles, and they invite a certain amount of people. They have ciphers, which are open, and then judges choose the people that do well in the ciphers, and they join the invites to do the exhibition battle. I love Groovanometry. I think it's a dope concept. I think it's well done. It's well organized. It's well marketed, which I think is something that shouldn't go unnoticed. Yeah, I think it's dope. This year they've added a theatre night on the Friday, which is sick. They also, yeah, and they've made it into like a 3-day thing now. So that's sick. And I'm super happy to have this like consistent festival that seems to be growing, but also for it to be outside of London. I love that it spreads the scene and allows different people to access it, and kind of brings the scene up to Manchester. I love the change of scenery. I love driving to battles and events, and yeah, it's sick. So big love to those guys for what they're doing. This year, which is interesting, they're doing a kind of women concept. I don't know how to say that, but basically they're in an attempt, I guess, to support women in the scene, which is dope. They're doing a b-boy versus b-girl exhibition. So there'll be 6 b-girl invites and then 2 open spots, as I described. 4 international b-boy invites. The b-girls and b-boys invited are all international guests. So the b-girls is going to be 2 open spots, and for the b-boys is going to be 4 open spots. Then you've got hip hop and popping mixed category exhibition battle, and there's going to be 3 invites for the women. No, 3 invites for the hip hop, 3 invites for the popping, 2 invites for the hip hop male, and 2 invites for the male popping. I'm making a mess of explaining this. So here's the thing. Sometimes people have issue with men and women being split into categories for battles. Less so, I believe, in breaking, because of, I guess, more of a scientific approach to the strength required to do certain things. So from the B-girls I've spoken to, I haven't spoken to maybe any B-girls that don't think there should be a split. They think maybe they should also be allowed to enter, like there should be open breaking, but there should also be a category for B-girls. If I'm wrong, fair enough, but I'm not really stating an opinion. I'm just saying what people have told me. It doesn't seem to be that there's a huge problem with stuff like this, like when Red Bull have the B-girl battles and then they have the B-boy battles. I think personally, this is my opinion, stuff where you have separate categories for top styles, I think is unnecessary, because breaking is very much about strength and power and stuff like that. The top styles are not so much. You can win with creativity, you can win with style, you can win with technique, you can win with all these things, which yes, you can in breaking too, but it's way more possible to be, let's take out gender completely, to be super overweight, to be disabled, to be anything like that. You can still do well in top styles. Breaking, it makes it a lot harder, although not impossible. So I don't personally see a need to split up top styles in general, because also there's a lot of women poppers and hip-hop dancers who will, and house dancers and stuff like that, who will smoke men. So there's not really a massive disparity between the genders in terms of skill level in top styles. Now, one thing I would say about Groovanometry and what they're doing is I think it's a good thing, and here is why. It's not a competition, really, besides the ciphers. It's an exhibition battle. So it doesn't mean, let's say with the top styles one, the hip hop and pop-in mix, so there's a female versus men. It's not women only compete against the women, men only compete against the men because we're separating you because of whatever reason, right? They're going against each other. You've just split them into men and women, which it first of all ensures that you get a certain amount of representation. There will be 8 women in the hip hop and popping, and there will be 8 women in the breaking. They also get a chance to go against each other in a way that should celebrate the differences and the expertise and the style on both sides, without it needing for us to pick who's better. Even with the breaking, where we say like the B-girls and the B-boys, a lot of times you might be like seeing, I don't know, a B-girl battling a B-boy, and then there's a whole conversation about strength and all this type of stuff that comes into play in terms of how you execute the moves and blah, 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 blah. Not going to get into that. In this thing, because we're not picking a winner, we don't have to worry about who's, in air quotes, better in terms of battle judging. We're just looking at them to appreciate them, just in the versus format, right? So actually in this case, I think this is a good thing. I think in terms of representation, in terms of the way you're showing the dancers that you've chosen to represent, and the to show the differences and to give them a chance to go up against each other in what usually is an amazing, supportive, friendly environment, I think it's going to go great, and I think it's actually a good thing. In an open, competitive top styles battle, not so much. I don't think we need to do just like, I think they did it at SDK, I don't know where else, but like hip hop women and hip hop popping. Hip hop popping, what an idiot. Hip hop women and hip hop male. Like, I don't think that's necessary. But, you know, leave me a comment and let me know what you think, if you agree or if you disagree. I think one thing that, you know, people had to say about Just Taboo, because Just Taboo did an all-female judging lineup one year. And I think the criticism of that, from what I heard and who I was around, was that it was just the 1 year. It was like male judges, male judges, male judges. Oh, we celebrate women, back to male judges, back to male judges. You know what I mean? Like, or majority male most of the time. And also hosts and stuff like that. And I think if we're looking at like representation, yes, we can celebrate on one-offs certain people, like, you know, but it kind of, if the point is to celebrate them, I think people that feel underrepresented, whether it's minorities in terms of race or whether it's gender based or whatever, sexuality based, I think this is a hard topic, but I think they would prefer a longer term, more integrated solution rather than just a one-off celebration of them and then back to the status quo. Again, leave us a comment. Let me know if I'm talking shit or if this is like fairly true. But yeah, so I mean, hopefully, you know, I think there's been a decent mix in Groovanometry prior to this. Hopefully, you know, it goes as we continue past this, what seems to be a one-off, unless they keep doing this every year, which is also cool. But like, if we continue past this and there's a good integration of women and different genders and different races and sexualities in these events, then cool. Like, we can also have a one-off to celebrate different people, you know? That's my opinion. Yeah, so I think that's it. Like, I'm going to be at Groovanometry. Like I said, full support and love for what Groovanometry are doing. I'm a real big fan of that event. I've battled in it twice. One time I was an invite, and one time I wasn't. I was an invite, and then I wasn't invited the next year, so I went and qualified. I'll tell you something, it's fucking tiring, that event. We did an hour of ciphers, and obviously to be able to be noticed, because I think it's only 4 people that get picked out of the whole ciphers, or it was when I did it. So in a room full of people dancing, you've got to be in the ciphers a lot to be noticed. I got picked in the top 4, so then we had to do a semi-final, so the 2 battled like that. And then mine was 5 rounds. And I think it went to an extra round. So I think I did 6 rounds in that after having done the semis, and then went from there. The 2 of us that won went to the exhibition battle and did another 2 rounds in the main event. So it's super tiring, but it's sick. Like, that's probably the most rounds I've ever done in one event that were like not in the after party ciphers, or, you know what I mean, in the actual part of the event. I think that's the most of rounds I've done. Yeah, I think that's kind of it for this week. It's obviously Christmas is coming up. We don't stop for nothing. So I will be here next week. And that will be the last podcast of the year. So yeah, obviously this week is Christmas. I don't have a Christmas hat or any decorations because I don't want to. But yeah, if you're celebrating Christmas, hope you have a great one. If you're not, hope you enjoy the holidays. Hope everyone, well, I know everyone hasn't managed to dodge COVID, but hope the people that haven't dodged COVID are feeling good. The people that have dodged COVID stay that way. I hope people have been able to get home to families as much as possible, because I know that's the main concern around Christmas, is like if you get hit with corona, you can't go see your family really. But yeah, so that's kind of shitty if you have, and I'm sorry to hear that if that's you. But yeah, yeah, hope you guys enjoy your Christmas. Next week will be the one before New Year's, and I'll maybe try and do a little wrap up of the year. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll see what I talk about. I don't really plan until the day, guys, to be honest with you. Have to wait and see what happens this week. Maybe something crazy happens. Maybe there's a crazy battle on Christmas Day that we don't know about. Maybe someone calls someone out on Christmas Day. Please don't call anyone out on Christmas Day. Yeah, anyway, hope everyone's good. It's a holiday time. Be nice to each other. And fucking tell someone you love them, innit? Anyway, see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't, you're not listening, so no thanks to you. Yeah. Peace out, guys. Stays and once the sun sets, we'll be lifting the blessed. Cause nothing gold stays and once the sun sets, we'll be lifting the blessed. Cause nothing gold stays and once the sun sets, we'll be